Hi, this episode finds us based in Glen Innes, where we visit the Mann River Nature Reserve and Kings Plains National Park. We're at the Glen Innes Showground for a second time. And it's now February 2025. And we're tucked into this little spot here, which is quite nice, and we can see the rising sun in the background. Show was on here last weekend. They're still sort of cleaning up the grounds a little bit, but it's a really nice spot. All the old pavilions. There's a horse event on today for the next few days over there. Well, here's the very informative information board at the Mann River Nature Reserve. It talks about there's a bushwalk here that we can do. I don't know whether we'll do it, but there's one that you can do. Tommy's Rock Lookout and Walking Track. And it suggests other national parks in the region to visit. And some maps, and look at that beautiful sunset shot that was taken here. Or could be sunrise, I'm not sure.
And if you've lost your hat, there it is.
Somebody's put the hat behind under the perspex. This is the campground at Mann River Nature Reserve. Beautiful setting. And look at that backdrop. You can hear the water cascading over the rocks down here. They've set out the campground really nicely. Looks like not really set up for caravans that much, I don't think. But if you had a tent or a rooftop tent or a small camper van, it'd be perfect. Well, we've moved the car to the picnic area parking. We were parked in a tent site before. So I think this up here is the picnic shelter, and there's picnic tables strewn around the campground. This is the day use area. There's a nice clean looking barbecue, some picnic tables under a shelter, and then there's views of the Mann River all the way down this way to the left, and all the way up here. What a magnificent vista. I thought there was a jet flying overhead, but I think it's the sound of the water rushing past the bottom of this rock over here. It's just stopped now, of course, but yeah, it was making a really loud noise going through there. Oh well, it's almost lunchtime. Richard's up there in the shelter shed. We're just going to have an easy lunch today. Just some bananas on some little bits of bread, a cup of tea, and a nice muesli bar and an apple. He's waving, must want me to come up. This is on the way to Kings Plains National Park. Reached Kings Plains National Park, and we're just taking a slow drive into the picnic area because there's a few kangaroos on the road. Okay, we made it to the Kings Plains Creek campground and picnic area. There's drop toilets over there, gnarly old trees. We can see a few little birds flying around up there, and there's an information board as usual. Richard's cleaning his glasses so he can see better. And we'll just take a little walk down here because there's a nice creek and waterhole. At the moment it's 18 degrees here, and it's such a respite from the hot temperatures we've been experiencing prior to this, so it's really nice. We'll try and go for a bit of a walk later. I think the water's a little bit low here. It looks a bit covered in algae down that way, and this must be it's a tent only campsite here, so you just leave your car up there and come and camp by the banks of the creek. But it'd be lovely. I think there's a lot of bird life around here. Now this map shows where we actually are. We're staying at the Showgrounds here in Glen Innes, and we've driven out from there to the Kings Plains National Park, so we're basically halfway between Glen Innes and Inverell. So this is a good information board again. Tells you all about all the animals that are here, and a really interesting photographic display of all the little birds that are here. And as I'm filming, I can hear lots of different types of birds. It was quite a nice country drive through to here, with lots of changing vegetation. Do you think these are campsites? Yeah, they are. There's fireplaces here. Yeah, the creek is definitely not flowing. I think when there's rain, water would be cascading over those rocks. This is the Kings Plains Falls walk. 1.5 kilometres, follow the creek line, and I believe it's a grade 5, so an undesignated track which requires some rock scrambling. I don't know whether we're up to that. We might walk a little way along, maybe, after we've had our morning tea. It's all about the morning tea. We love having our morning tea out in the bush. The leaves on this gum tree, the young leaves must start out like quite rounded, and then further along up this tree, the leaves are elongated. It's on the same tree, but it's a beautiful colour. I love the colours of the bush. The water level's so low that you can actually walk along the creek bed. Bringing the food for our coffee. I remembered the food today. And here we are again, having another morning tea out. And this is our view today. There's so much life buzzing on top of this water and in the water. It's amazing for it's quite a small body of water which is not flowing at the moment. There's plants and insects and fish, and then look at the rocky outcrop which all the water would trickle down when it rains heavily. And there's little fish darting around in this pond, this little pool, but I think they're all hiding at the moment. Oh, see, that's... At least it's not a snake. Yeah, there's a bit of rock scrambling to go on this walk, but it's a very interesting walk. We've decided to cross over to the other side of the creek, see what we can see over there. We're heading back to the campground picnic area now to have some lunch after we've walked up on this creekside walk. Chasing little birds, but haven't been able to, we can hear them but haven't been able to capture them, but the rocky outcrops are absolutely magnificent. Finally found a bird to photograph. It's a cute little one up in the tree. If only it was facing the other way. Turn around. It's in silhouette now.
This march fly has been bothering me for the last 15-20 minutes. Well, it hasn't been we've got a second one now. But they seem to be attracted to the lens, the Canon lens. Well, as they always say, it's the size of the lens that matters.
all of a sudden it got all stormy and this wind came up, and we're going to have to batten down the hatches in the caravan, I think. After having our morning teas out in the bush on the last 2 days, we're still here at the showground this morning, and we've just walked to a lovely cake and pie shop called Sweeties, which is opposite the Glen Innes High School. We stayed 5 nights at the showground, and a fun fact is that I spent my primary school years living in Glen Innes. This shop was actually my corner store. We spent the time in Glen Innes going down memory lane. The lookout, now Skywalk, was called Martin's Lookout. The town hall is looking spiffy with an interesting streetscape. And this shed was at the back of Dad's office. We drove by the hospital where my sister was born. And then one of the biggest memories of all living in Glen Innes was how cold it was in the winter.